Vicario saves Spurs from total embarrassment. Thomas Frank's strange decisions leave fans fuming after Monaco horror. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Tottenham produced yet another horror show in Europe as Thomas Frank's men stumbled to a lifeless 0-0 draw against Monaco in their third Champions League group match. A performance that has left fans furious and pundits questioning whether the Danish manager is truly up for the job. It was without doubt Tottenham's worst display of the season. Perhaps even worse than their collapse against Aston Villa days earlier. Every mistake, every misplaced pass and every tactical misstep painted a worrying picture of a team rapidly losing its early season spark. Frank's decision-making on the night was nothing short of baffling. With Destiny Udogie unavailable, many expected Djed Spence to get the nod. Instead, Frank opted for young Archie Gray, a player who neither defends convincingly nor offers anything going forward. The result? Monaco repeatedly exploited the right flank, forcing Guglielmo Vicario into one miraculous save after another. The Italian goalkeeper was the only reason Spurs didn't leave France completely humiliated. But Frank's questionable selections didn't stop there. Once again, he chose to leave Pape Sarr and Xavi on the bench, two players who could have injected energy and creativity into a side that looked flat and predictable. Without a spark in midfield, Tottenham struggled to string together meaningful attacks. Monaco sensed weakness and pressed relentlessly, carving out chance after chance, particularly in a second half where Spurs were pinned in their own half, barely able to breathe. Richarlison, tasked with leading the line, endured a nightmare evening. His touch deserted him, his positioning was poor, and he looked completely devoid of confidence. Pedro Porro wasn't much better, sloppy in possession, wasteful going forward, and repeatedly caught out defensively. The Brazilian and the Spaniard summed up everything wrong with Tottenham on the night, disjointed, directionless and desperate for leadership. As the final whistle blew, Thomas Frank's expression said it all. He knew he'd gotten away with one. It was a hard point won, he told TNT Sports afterwards, but even that seemed generous. Tottenham didn't earn a point. Vicario stole one for them. His 8 saves were heroic reflexes, positioning, composure, a one-man wall keeping the scoreline respectable. Without him, Spurs would have been comfortably beaten by 3 or 4 goals. This was not the Tottenham that started the season with promise and purpose. The high-pressing, fearless side that thrilled fans in August has vanished, replaced by a lethargic, confused team with no urgency or belief. Frank's tactical conservatism is starting to grate on supporters, who are tired of watching a team that seems content to settle for mediocrity. The criticism is growing louder in North London, with many fans now questioning whether Frank truly understands the scale of expectation at a club like Tottenham. The warning signs are flashing red. Tottenham have taken just 5 points from their opening 3 Champions League fixtures, but the performances have been dire. They were fortunate to scrape a draw against Bodo Glimt last time out and relied entirely on Vicario's brilliance to survive in Monaco. For a club that dreams of challenging Europe's elite, these displays are simply not good enough. Thomas Frank may insist that Spurs are still learning to compete at this level, but patience is wearing thin. The lack of intensity, the absence of clear tactical identity, and his insistence on questionable selections are now major concerns. What began as an exciting new chapter under the Dane is quickly turning into a crisis of confidence. Tottenham's season is at a crossroads. If Thomas Frank doesn't deliver an immediate response, both in performances and results, the noise from the stands could soon turn into outright rebellion. The Spurs faithful have seen this story before, and they fear they know how it ends. Spurs are reportedly ready to make a sensational move to bring Ivan Toney back to the Premier League, with Thomas Frank pushing for a reunion with his former Brentford star. According to reports from Fichajes, Spurs are seriously considering launching an approach for the Al Ahly striker in what could become one of the biggest transfer stories of the January window. Thomas Frank's reign in North London has so far been a mixture of promise and frustration. His Tottenham side have shown flashes of brilliance, collecting 6 wins and 4 draws from their first 12 matches of the campaign. Yet recent stumbles, just 5 points from their last 4 league games, have exposed the lack of a true goal-scoring talisman in the squad. With inconsistency haunting their top four challenge, the club's hierarchy knows that decisive action is needed when the transfer window opens. That's where Ivan Toney comes in. The 28-year-old England international has quietly been tearing up defences in the Saudi Pro League since joining Al Ahly in August 2024. Far from being forgotten, Toney has thrived in the Middle East, delivering a staggering 39 goals and 8 assists in just 56 appearances across all competitions. His lethal finishing, composure in the box and physical presence have made him one of the standout players in Asia. During his brief spell with Al Ahly, Toney has already lifted the AFC Champions League elite title and the Saudi Super Cup, proving that his hunger for silverware has only grown. Yet, despite his success abroad, sources close to the player insist he remains determined to return to England, a league where his reputation was forged and where unfinished business still awaits him. Before his big money switch to Saudi Arabia, Toney established himself as one of the Premier League's most clinical forwards. In 85 top-flight appearances for Brentford, he notched 36 goals and 11 assists, helping transform the club from relegation battlers into a competitive mid-table side. His remarkable consistency and leadership made him a key figure in Frank's system, and it's no surprise that the Danish manager now wants to bring him to Tottenham. Spurs' current strike force has come under scrutiny. Richarlison has failed to convince as a regular starter, Dominic Solanke remains inconsistent, and Mathys Tel continues to struggle to adapt to the physical demands of English football. Frank, who knows Toney better than anyone, sees his former pupil as the missing piece in Tottenham's attack, a proven Premier League goalscorer capable of turning tight matches into victories. The report adds that Tottenham are willing to offer around £50 million to secure Toney's signature, a figure that could tempt Al Ahly to sell given the striker still has over 2.5 years left on his contract. With the Saudi club likely to welcome the chance to make a substantial profit, all signs point towards a possible January transfer tug-of-war between Spurs and other interested English sides. Behind the scenes, Tottenham's recruitment team is already preparing the groundwork. They believe that Toney's Premier League experience, leadership qualities and ability to link play could instantly elevate the squad. Thomas Frank, meanwhile, is said to be personally invested in the deal and has reportedly spoken with senior figures at the club to express his confidence that Toney would adapt immediately to his tactical setup at Spurs. This potential reunion could mark a major turning point in Tottenham's season. The club's ambitions remain high. A top 4 finish and progress in Europe are the clear objectives, but without a reliable goal machine, their campaign risks stalling. Toney, with his strength, intelligence and ruthless instinct in front of goal, could be the catalyst for a revival. As the January window approaches, speculation will only intensify. For Tottenham supporters, the prospect of seeing Ivan Toney in white again, this time leading the line at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, is a mouth-watering one. And for Thomas Frank, it could be the move that defines his first full season in charge. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with everything Tottenham, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Don't forget to drop a like and share this video with other Spurs fans. Together we can keep growing the Tottenham News Today community. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs!